Yo, what's going on guys? My name is Blisto, and today I will bring you guys my Windwalker Monk patch 7.0.3 Legion guide. Today we'll be going over my talents as PvE and PvP player, my honor talents, my artifact weapon, the rotation and the burst rotation, basically, for PvE and PvP. So let's just start at my talents. For PvP and PvE I will explain what I take and why. So at level 15, I basically always take Chi-Wave for PvP and PvE, since it's really good in my opinion. Like, because of the mastery the monks have right now, you get an extra bonus for not using the same attack twice in a row. And that compared with hit combo, a talent you always take, you can stack it up even more the damage you do by doing different abilities all the time. So not repeating any ability twice in a row. That really plays in with Chi-Wave, because sometimes you have downtime. Sometimes you don't have any ability to press, you're out of energy, so can't press Tiger Palm. You don't have enough Chi to press something else than Blackout Kick, and you don't want to press Blackout Kick twice in a row. That's a point where you can use Chi-Wave. That's why I take Chi-Wave. It's basically that simple. It's not because of the damage or because of the healing, it's just because of our mastery. That's everything I can say. At level 30 we have Tiger's Lust, we have Cheap Torpedo and Celerity. It's basically always Tiger's Lust. I always take Tiger's Lust in PvP and PvE. It's just really handy in PvE too, to have this gap closer. If the boss charges away or something, you can use Tiger's Lust to really get to him if you don't have Roll available and Flying Serpent Kick. Cheap Torpedo and Celerity are just not really viable at all. It's just a nice third gap closer, you can call it. It's just for PvP and PvE very good. In PvP you can also use it to give it to your healer if he needs freedom. So it's really good. On to level 45 we have Energizing Elixir, Ascension and Power Strikes. In PvP and PvE I always take Energizing Elixir, since this can help really like a lot situational. If you really need to get, like in PvP especially, if you really need to get this Fist of Fury off but you don't have enough Chi, but you really need to peel right now at this moment, you just pop Energizing Elixir so you can use Fist of Fury right away. It's that easy. It's really good for that. Or if you want to burst, use it and you can use Fist of Fury if you really want to burst with Fist of Fury. For PvP, PvE is really handy because sometimes you're just starved on energy, you don't have Chi and you have ability available. That's a point you can use Energizing Elixir. Because you get all your energy back and all your Chi, so you can start using Rising Sun Kick or something, press Tiger Palm, you know, it takes 50 energy, so it's really nice to just have some energy. Oh, by the way, this rogue is ganking here, what the fuck? Hope he's not gonna gank me. At level 60 we have Leg Sweep, Dizzying Kick and Ring of Peace. I'd say always take Leg Sweep in PvP and PvE. Since especially in PvE too, because Leg Sweep can be situational very good. If you're fighting like a lot of mobs and they can be stunned, it's really handy to have this mass AoE stun for 5 seconds. In PvE, it's just really, you know, just go with Leg Sweep always. It's just nice to have another stun. Like Mistweavers are very good at peeling because they have so many stuns. They have paralyzes. They have paralyze. Oh, it's not a stun of course. They got Fist of Fury. And they got Leg Sweep, so that's a lot of abilities to peel off DPS from your healer or from your second DPS. So Leg Sweep is always the best. Don't take anything else. Ring of Peace might be good in some situations, but 99% of the time, maybe even more, 99.9% of the time, Leg Sweep is the best. In my opinion, of course. Level 75, we have Healing Elixir, Diffuse Magic, and Dampen Harm. In PvP, I take Healing Elixir because it's a passive, it's a big heal. It will help you a lot, like a lot. These other two are not even viable. Like Diffuse Magic is on a 2-minute cooldown right now, so that's just way too long cooldown since this is on a 30-second recharge time. So in the time you can get 1 Diffuse Magic off, you can get 4 Healing Elixirs. That's in total 4 times 15%. So that's 60%. That's a lot. So I would always go with Healing Elixir. In PvE, you take Dampen Harm. You won't get attacked as much. Maybe in some AoE fights you can take Healing Elixir, but 99% of the time you take Dampen Harm, since it's really good to negotiate some damage. It reduces all damage taken by 30% for the next 3 attacks that damage you for 50% or more of your maximum health, castable while stunned. So If you know a boss is gonna cast like a big AoE ability, just use Dump and Harm. It's really good. If you just know you need to use defensives and Touch of Karma is not on cooldown, use Dump and Harm. It's pretty good. Level 90, we have Rushing Jade Wind, Invoke Zuen, the White Tiger, and hit combo. Just go with hit combo. As I already said, it's like it plays in very well with your mastery, and it's a 16% increase to damage on all abilities. That's a lot. So always go with hit combo. It's that easy. Level 100, you have 2 orbits, Whirling Dragon Punch, and Serenity. For PvP, take Serenity because it's huge burst. Monks are there for huge burst. Their sustain damage is decent, but not as good as like an assassination rogue. But their burst is insane. You can hit so much with Serenity. Strike of the Wind Lords, Rising Sun Kick, and Fist of Fury. It's insane. It's really it's so much. So always go with Serenity. It's a 1.5 minute cooldown. It does replace Storm, Earth, and Fire though, but it's just better for sure. And for PvE, take Whirling Dragon Punch. It's just a good like another ability for your mastery, and it's pretty strong. Only a 23-second cooldown, and it's a really nice ability to be honest. It's fun to play around with it. It's really fun in my opinion. By the way, if I'm like walking around, sorry. If you guys don't like it, tell me in the comments. Okay, so these are the talents I take for PvE and PvP. Let's go to the honor talents. This is a PvP section, so if you're not interested in this part, skip ahead and go to the macros or go to the rotation. Or even the artifact ability path, of course. So at level, we're not going to talk about these two, since these are just situational. We have this row, Yulan's Gift, Eminence, and Fast Feet. Yulan's Gift is really good, especially against Frost Mages. Eminence isn't really that good for Windwalkers at the moment. But Yulan's Gift is really good. This all is going to change in 7.1, so I will make another guide in 7.1, where I will go over the changes to the honor talents. But it basically dispel all snares affecting you when using roll or flying serpent kick. So when you're slow to use a roll, it gets rid of all the snare effects. It's really good. In this row we have Whirling Kicks, Fortifying Brew, and Zen Meditation. Always go with Fortifying Elixir. Zen Meditation is a way too long cooldown, 3-minute cooldown for 4 seconds of damage reduction. It's really good, but it's just way too long cooldown, since Fortifying Elixir is only on a 1.5 minute cooldown, and it's just better. Whirling Kicks is just fucking shit. They're replacing this anyway in patch 7.1, but it's just shit. Always go with Fortifying Elixir. Here we have Tiger Style, Double Dragon, and Ride the Wind. Ride the Wind is shit, don't take this ever. Double Dragon is just twice, you have 2 charges of Flying Serpent Kick. Not really good, to be honest. I don't really like it. But Tiger Style is just insane, because you can like turn around with using Flying Serpent Kick. It's just really good. You can go around a pillar or something with Flying Serpent Kick. It's just very, very good. Always take this one. It's really good. It's just fun to use too, to be honest. So just take this one. And then we have Rushing Tiger Balm. They are changing this, by the way. Heavy-handed strikes and Spinning Fire Blossom. Spinning Fire Blossom not really that good, to be honest, since heavy-handed strike is so good. Never go without heavy-handed strikes. It's so freaking good. Your Fist of Fury basically gets a stun. You really need the stun for Fist of Fury. It's just a requirement for Windwalker. If you don't have heavy-handed strikes, you can basically not get into PvE, rated PvP yet, because it's just shit. You really need heavy-handed strikes. You really need it. And Rushing Tiger Balm is just maybe against some mages you can take it, but no. Always go with heavy-handed strikes. Okay, on to the macros. I don't really have that many macros. This is my one-shot macro, basically for Serenity and Storm, Earth, and Fire. It uses one of these abilities. It uses the trinkets I have for PvE, and this one is for trinkets too, basically. Not really that interesting. Rest is not interesting. This is for PvP. This mostly is for PvP, by the way. Cleanse for your party members. Focus Interrupt, it stops casting, cancels aura, Spinning Crane Kick. If you use it, you basically never use it, but you use it, and casts Interrupt on the focus target. Same for this, it's not on the focus target though. Focus Karma, exactly the same as the Interrupt. Same for Paralysis. Karma is exactly the same, except it's not on your focus target. These one are for healers. This is your Paralysis macro, exactly the same too. Same for Port, same for this. And this one is Tiger's Lust for your DPS and Tiger's Lust for your healer. That's basically everything you need to know. It's really that easy. I don't really have any fancy macros, so I'm not gonna go over them too deeply because it's not really too much. So now the artifact path I took. I'm only level 22. It's not that high. I think I can get... Oh shit. I can get another artifact research node. I forgot about that. But the path I took is this way. I won't suggest you always using this way. For PvE, you might want to take this way, to be honest. But I really like this way because this one is pretty good. This one is really, really good in my opinion. This one is pretty good. This one is decent, good for PvP, not good for PvE. This one is not really that good, but I just went this way. This trade is pretty good. I mostly went this way for this one, for transfer the power. It's really nice. And for PvP, this one is pretty nice too. And this one is just an increase on your Fist of Fury damage. But this one gets stacks for Fist of Fury. You can get like 10 stacks, so that's 30% increased damage on Fist of Fury. If you want to burst, always make sure you have 10 stacks of this thing, so you hit so much with Fist of Fury. Fist of Fury with hit combo, with your mastery, with your burst, it's just insane. It's like a lot. It's a lot. This one is pretty good too. It's just increased damage on Rising Sun Kick, basically 25%. It increases your energy, really nice to be honest, especially if you use energizing elixir because you get more energy back. Spiritual Focus, basically an increased damage of your Serenity or Storm, Earth and Fire, depending on what you use, if you play PvE or PvP. I'm at the Fist of the Wind now, increased damage dealt by Fist of Fury. This one is pretty good too. For further going, I suggest you going here first, then go 3 trades in this one, then go 3 trades in this one, and go this one the last, because it's pretty much only for leveling or doing world shit, and not really... It doesn't really have an impact in PvE and PvP if you fight like an end boss, or if you do just general PvP. It's not really that good, to be honest. This one is pretty good though. It's really good. So I really want this one. I need 2 more trades in this one. I can get this one. So it's gonna cost me quite a lot of artifact power, but I can almost get my next trade. So that's pretty nice. Okay, guys. So we're at the last part of the guide. We're going into the damage section now. I'm doing this on low. I might do it on this one. So the hits might be a little bit off, but it's just about rotation basically. So in PvE, you start. This is a boss basically. It gets pulled. I'm always doing Tiger Balm twice, so you have enough chi. Tiger Balm twice, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, Tiger Balm. You can choose now at this point. You can choose to go for more stacks of Fist of Fury. I generally don't do that at the start of the fight, because you want to burst. So generally, if you did like 2 Tiger Palms, you did Rising Sun Kick, you did Blackout Kick, just to get some stacks, it's pretty good. Tiger Palm, Serenity, Fist of Fury. Always go Fist of Fury first. That's what I do basically. Strike of the Windlord, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, Chi Wave, Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm, Fist of Fury. So that's basically your burst rotation and your rotation in general. At this point you just want to make sure you're using your mastery. That's all you want to do at this point. So at this point it's Strike of the Windlord, Tiger Palm, first Blackout Kick and then Chi Wave, because you can use 2 Blackout Kicks. That's always the best. So monks are so interesting in how you can play them. For Fist of Fury, try to go for 10 stacks always, by the way. I'm not always going for 10 stacks because sometimes I forget it. It's pretty bad, I know. But always try to go for 10 stacks of Fist of Fury. So that's basically the rotation for PvE. It's the situation depending. Like, Windwalker monks have the most interesting rotation in my opinion, because you have to think ahead. Think like, okay, if I'm going to use Rising Sun Kick now, I need to use 1 Tiger Bomb, but I can't use Tiger Bomb after that because I don't have enough energy. So I need to use Blackout Kick first, then Chi Wave, then Blackout Kick. At that point, some abilities may get off cooldown. So yeah, that's basically it. If you want to use Serenity, always make sure you save up Strike of the Windlord at least as short of a cooldown as possible, and have Fist of Fury available. Always. Always go for 10 stacks before using your 2nd, 3rd or 4th Serenity. Or Storm, Earth and Fire in PvP. In PvE, I mean. That's basically it. You have 2 charges, of course, of Storm, Earth and Fire for PvE. And before you use your 2nd charge, always make sure Fist of Fury is off cooldown. That's really, really important, because it does a lot of damage. For PvP, it's the situation depending. If you play with a caster, you wait with Serenity until the caster gets like a full CC chain, and then you go Serenity. Always make sure you have Strike of the Windlord available and Fist of Fury available. But the general rotation is the same, because you want to play into your mastery and into hit combos. The talent you take at level 90. It's really important in my opinion. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the guide. Be sure to look out for more guides. I want to get into more guides. I got my warrior at level 110 too, and I will probably make a guide for that one in the coming days. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.